Hello you gorgeous human being, it's Miss Bubbles. In today's episode of Watch Before You Buy, we're gonna talk about a beautiful new Chinese adventure that is all about discovering cultivation, religion, mythology, friendship, and more. Immortal Life is a new farming title where you get to rebuild your destroyed clan, make new friends, explore the world, and train to hunt and make sure that everybody is safe. I've been having such a wonderful time with this one, so I thought I would share 5 things that you need to know before you decide if this one is worth your bubbly cash. Without further ado, let's get started. Let's start with the overall presentation and the development of this game so far. We're playing in a 2.5D environment that is bundled up with beautiful popping colors and smaller-ish areas to explore. As wonderful as the world is, you cannot rotate the camera outside, you can only do so in your house. This is something that I would love to see the developers work on, maybe at least letting me zoom in and out so I can really enjoy this beautiful environment. Your farm and house will be in Misty Valley, a peaceful area where you can fish and farm and build your legacy. Then right next to you, you have this beautiful town that you can visit with different shops and stands. You also have like an inn there where you can rent a kitchen to cook, as well as places to buy and sell fish, crops, and other items. Oh, and if you're wondering, no, you cannot customize your character. You have 2 pre-made characters, one male and one female, that you can choose from. Now, there aren't too many buildings around all in all, but I feel like the developers have put in enough detail to the textures, color, and design of everything, which makes this a small game, but it also makes it feel immersive enough. For example, if you go into the cave next to your house, you'll feel the pressure of being there alone, fighting enemies that can get a little bit too difficult to handle. We will talk about the enemies in this game in a little bit, but when you go to Misty Valley, you get this inner peace of being around your home. Then you get to go to the small town we talked about earlier, and you see Chinese culture in the way everything is just designed and portrayed. In addition to that, the sound effects here are pretty immersive, and they did a good job at making me feel like I'm part of the game. Whether it's raining or sunny, if you're surrounded by crickets, or maybe just fishing, you feel like you're part of the world, even though it is a small one. And the world is divided into 4 sections, which makes things pretty easy for you to handle. So everything is pretty easy to grasp, but in case you get lost, you have your trusty map to guide you. However, the map definitely needs a lot of work. I feel like it's very cluttered at this point, and the NPC names will be on top of the shop names, and everything is just on top of everything. So maybe giving us the option to toggle on and off either the NPC names or the shop names will make things a little bit easier to see. Now, to add to the lovely presentation, music is very enjoyable. I went to bed the first day after playing and woke up just humming the song in my head. Now, I don't know about you, but that is definitely something that lets me know that my brain and my heart just clicked with the soundtrack that is presented in a game. As for the development part of this early access, the game released 2 weeks before you are seeing this video right now, so we've had a lot of patches already, and I love that the developers are listening to the feedback of everybody, and they also show it in the patch notes. They're like, yes, we heard you on this, we heard you on that, we think this, but you think that, we're gonna find a compromise between us. I really respect that. But we also have 12 to 18 months before we see a full release of this game, and also a Switch release. Yes, I know you were gonna ask about it. Here's your answer. Now, moving to the next 4 things that you need to know, they're all gonna fall under the category of the gameplay mechanics that are found in this game. So this will give you a feeling of how everything feels like, and it will surely answer your question whether this game is gonna be the one for you or not. Now, naturally, we're gonna start with the main basic thing that's going on in this game, which is all about farming. If you played other farming games, things are pretty simple here. You till the soil, plant crops in the right season, water them, and wait for a select number of days, which is different for each crop, and then eventually harvest them. Once you harvest them, you can get a basic crop, a different level of the crop, or a seed, or maybe even a different variant of that crop. For instance, let's say you wanted to plant a bok choy. You can get a regular one, you can get a superior or better one, I forgot what that was called. You can get a bok choy plus a seed, or maybe you can get a red one. Now, a fun mechanic here is that you can use your watering jug and some of your mana points points to summon this cloud of rain to help you water everything. And as of now, the cloud can glitch sometimes, so for me, it should water 2 spaces at a time, but it just starts with 1 and then 2. It's not a big deal. I think it's gonna get patched, but I think that this was very, very lovely, and to kind of, you know, let you feel like, hey, I'm in here. I have this, you know, Chinese mythology that I'm getting to know. Ooh, I have those like superpowers, cool. So this was pretty fun to play around with, and a tip for you is when you get your crops, don't go and sell all of them. Yes, the superior ones will go for a lot more monies, but you shouldn't do that because a lot of the future missions will require some of those earlier crops, so I think keeping a few in your storage box will help you a lot down the line. Another thing that you can do either in Misty Valley or at different spots around the map is fishing. It's pretty simple to do and very similar to Animal Crossing. You throw in the line, you wait for the fish to bite, and then you press E to catch it. Again, depending on the time of day or the season, you get different fish, but you also have different qualities, so don't go and sell all of them all at once. And eventually, when you upgrade your fishing rod, you'll have access to rarer fish. Oh my god, and my favorite aspect of this game is cooking. I love that cooking is not simply magically mixing ingredients together. No, this is a lot like Fantasy Life. When you enter the kitchen, you have different workstations to use to make whatever it is that you're trying to do, and you can also help the inn in town to serve food and make money in the process. So when you get a recipe, you need to make sure that you get the right ingredients and see the steps to follow next. So for example, some will require you to knead the dough. You maybe need to use the wok to stir fry, or use either the veggies or the meat chopping block. Even go ahead and, you know, steam or boil or more. And I loved this section of the game so much. Cooking was very fun. As much as it was simplistic, it was very, very fun to enjoy, and I was like, oh my god, I need to do this, oh, I forgot this step or whatever. It was very entertaining to play with. Moving on to the next thing that you need to know, it's all about the hunting slash enemies slash fighting aspect of the game. As of now, this aspect, in my opinion, is pretty weak and needs so much work. Next to your home, you have a cave that you can progress in, and every 5 levels, you can seal some kind of portal to quickly transport to. And in the caves, you find these rare gems and materials, as well as important items from enemies like flexible skin, I think it was called, and these are very important to build facilities and upgrade your tools, which we'll talk about later. And of course, you'll get different swords and magic spells as well as stat points that you can use, but everything just needs a lot of work in general. For example, the simplest thing, you cannot dodge the enemy attacks whatsoever, and by level 5, you have hordes of enemies attacking you and no way to evade any of the attacks, so you just end up dead. The devs have said that they will work on fixing this, but they also want to make sure that we know this game is not just a hunting slash fighting game. So I would say, I understand, just please make sure at least we have the dodge mechanic, because as of now, it's very difficult to get into the caves. And of course, after you're done with your farming and fishing and hunting and all of that, you just go back home, you sleep, and that will help you restore your HP, MP, and SP. So, in this game, everything is all about community. It's all about your sisters and your brothers, which are not blood related. This means you have hearts with them, and by talking to them daily, giving them gifts on normal days or on their birthday, you level up these hearts. And when you do that, you unlock new story missions and items, and a fun mechanic is that you can exchange paper cranes with them. So when you want to find a quest, you either see someone with an exclamation point above their head, they might visit you, you can trigger an event by going somewhere specific, you can check the notice board, or receive a paper crane message letting you know that you have this quest, so you need to pay attention to it. I love these so much. I felt like it was a different way of receiving quests from the NPCs rather than always having one set way of receiving an objective to do next. And of course, with this ties the fact that quests are very important in this game. So don't forget to keep an eye on them. You can track 3 at a time, but you have plenty available as well. And not only will they help you progress your story, but they'll foster a better relationship with your community, which is essential. As far as romancing goes, I know you're gonna ask about that. Right now, you can't do any kind of romancing with other NPCs, but it is planned for a future update, so stay tuned for that. So I did not go too much into the story, and I won't, but I'll just let you know, because you need to understand the next mechanic in this game is that your clan got destroyed and your mission is to try and rebuild it. To do so, you found this new community nearby and they're willing to welcome you and help you along with your clan members. So on the map, you still have access to where the old clan used to be and you can go there and help repair it. As such, you get to build different facilities to establish your clan's territory, but also you can build some stuff around Misty Valley, which will help you with your journey in cultivation and farming as well. For example, one of the first things that you get access to is the main hall. To build that, you need a specific number of spirit stones, which are the currency in this game, as well as stone, lumber, and I think it was obsidian. And this goes into the fact that there are many blueprints to unlock, so I encourage you to focus on the story when you can, as I mentioned earlier. But that's not the only way for you to get new blueprints. Sometimes, you know, as time passes by, you'll receive this paper crane and there you go. You have something new to look forward to building next. As I said, everything requires materials which you can find around the world. And one gripe that I have with so far is when you try and get lumber, when you hit the tree, the camera shakes. I think this is for the immersive aspect of it, but for me, it was just giving me motion sickness. Please, can we get rid of it? But in all cases, going hand in hand with this, at one point in the game, you need to upgrade your tools so you can get higher level resources and gradually access new areas in the map. So your tools will go from being common to good to superior, epic, and finally legendary. You know what's legendary? You squishing that like button if you're enjoying this video. That was so bad. But let's try and reach 100 bubbly likes. It helps more than you can imagine. And if you're new here, hello, how are you? I'm Miss Bubbles. I cover everything RPG, JRPG, live sim, and cozy games. So if you love those things, you are in the bubbliest place. So maybe consider squishing that subscribe button as well. Now moving to the big and most important question, is this game for you? As usual, we're gonna go with this game is for you if, not for you if, and my personal verdict. This game is for you if you're into Chinese culture and you want to learn about some of the mythology behind it. It's also for you if you're looking for a game that focuses on building and farming more than the romantic aspect of this genre as of right now. Remember, this will change later. It's also for you if you want to see this game flourish and help shape up the final product, which we will be seeing in 12 to 18 months from now. And it's for you if you're looking for a game that focuses on a story all about clan building and community. And it's for you if you love decorating your house and the way your overall farm might look like. Oh, and again, remember, it is coming to Switch on full release, so there's that. This game is not for you if you think it's game-breaking for you not to be able to change the facial features of your character. As I said before, you only have 2 pre-made characters and all you can do is just change their outfit. It's also not for you if you cannot tolerate going through bugs as you help the developers shape up the final product. It's not for you if you're already exhausted with this genre of gaming because it's not bringing anything groundbreaking. This game is pretty chill, fun, and laid back. There's nothing in here that's gonna make you say, oh my god, this game has something that's never been done before. Like, no. Keep your expectations pretty, you know, cool, chill, right? Bubbly. My chair agrees. And it's not for you if you want a big world with lively NPCs and such. Pretty much NPCs right now just do nothing. They'll either, like, I don't know, one of them will just stare at the notice board for no reason. Some will just literally stay like this the whole time, just doing nothing. But in my opinion, it was pretty difficult to say why this game might not be for you because I had a really good time with it. I'm just really excited to see where this game ends up. In 12 to 18 months, a lot can change. This was a fun experience and adventure. It was a game that was on my mind when I was not playing. So in summary, this game ticked all the boxes that I was looking for at the time of playing, but I want to know if it ticks any of the boxes that you are looking forward to. So let me know down in the comment section. I love to talk to you. Thank you to my bubbly patrons for being so kind and supportive, and a special shout out to Justin and Faye for always going the extra mile. As always, don't forget, stay bubbly, stay positive, and I will see your gorgeous self in the next one. Bye!